What's up, everybody? It's day 31 of 100 Days of Codes, and we are every single day doing a video diary of our coding journey. And we're doing it for 100 days. So far, we're 31 days in, and it's been an amazing journey so far. We've learned a lot, and we've come so far, and we aren't stopping now. We're keeping it rolling and keeping it going. So, obviously, with 100 Days of Codes, we're also on week 5 of School of Code, the most amazing boot camp in the entire universe, on planet Earth, the entire metaverse, and every other verse that there is. It's an amazing boot camp. We had a great day today. It's hardcore today, fast paced, many minds blown, many minds taken to the stratosphere and back again to infinity and beyond, including mine. We really went a little bit deeper in Postgres SQL today, and we really explored a lot of different things that we hadn't explored before, sort of bringing things together. So, what is 100 Days of Code about? Well, one, we're making sure to code at least 1 hour a day, every single day. Number two, we make sure to keep ourselves accountable publicly. And three, we keep a track of that, of our thoughts and emotions and those sorts of things. So, what did we get up to today? Well, today we obviously went to School of Code again. And School of Code, it goes from 9 to 5 every single day. So today we did lots of code. We took problems, broke them down. Today we had a lot of fun. We sort of started with our squats today, which was fun. We did our sort of gratitude wall with the Mentimeter. And so that's always a really good way of starting the day. Then we started looking at some sort of different things that sort of, so obviously we're looking at Postgres SQL again today. And I just refreshed my memory. Oh, we started off the day with some code wars, actually. So we started with some code wars. We did one called Grasshopper, and we did another one, Counting the Monkeys, and we did another one. We did 3 or something that we had to figure out. We went up a level to, I think we went to level 7 KYU. We decided to up a level. By that, what I mean is they get harder, so the problems get harder to solve. So we did some code wars this morning as well. And then we started sort of, then we had a guest talk. So we had a guest talk from somebody who is a DevSecOps person. So they sort of look at sort of the security of servers and security of code and things like that. And they do pen testing, and they do things like looking for vulnerabilities on Internet of Things and all sorts of things like that. So that was super cool to hear from somebody who has their own company and business, who specializes in DevSecOps, and they sort of try to find vulnerabilities and then help to sort of make code secure. And we talked about sort of making code secure and making it safe and all these sort of things. And that was really enjoyable. It was fun to hear his talk and hear the Q&A of what different people. Some of it I didn't understand, but it was really interesting nonetheless. After we had that talk from sort of the DevSecOps guy, we started looking at lots of cool stuff. We started learning about sort of how to put it all together. So we've been looking at Postgres SQL all this week, looking at relational databases and how they all work. Today we sort of looked a little bit more in depth of how we connect the dots all together in Postgres. Sort of how do we bring together databases? How do we bring together sort of JavaScript? How do we bring it all together into one place? And how to use Heroku. And we looked at Heroku itself and like what it is and what it does and those sorts of things. And we looked at setting up, so the way it began is sort of we had our files and we were setting up an Express server. Then we had to set up a database in Heroku. Heroku is like a cloud-based database server, and it's based in AWS, but you have lots of other methods you could use. We just chose to use Heroku. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is setting up tables in our database and getting the data in them. So we're going to be populating these databases. Then we're going to be hooking up our server's logic to talk to the database instead of a file. So those are the sort of things we were doing. And there was a really cool thing we learned about. We can get an Express application generator that we can install, and actually installs all the sort of the insides and all the workings of an Express application generator. We've been actually putting these in manually before, but we found this NPM that you can get, and it actually just puts it in for you. Way easier. So that was super cool to be able to learn how that all worked as well and put it all in for you. So that was super cool to see all the different modules it added in and all the different files and that sort of thing. Not only that, we learned how to set up sort of a Heroku accounts. So we went to Heroku, set up a username, set up all those sorts of things. We looked at sort of the data for it, and we looked at sort of how to find the data that you need in order to connect your file to the Heroku server, and how to so that they can interact and they can talk to each other. So that was really, really fun to get into. Obviously, I could see in Heroku you can create new pipelines. You can do things like DevOps, which is super cool. So there's a lot of fun stuff we learned today. And we were using like sort of on Heroku, you could actually use a Heroku Postgres thing that actually helped you interact with a table and a database that you created on Heroku. And then you were able to interact with it from our computers, where we were coding up things in Visual Studio Codes, and you were able to connect the two, which is really, really cool. And you could get the database credentials and then put those into a file in your Visual Studio Codes, and you got your host, your database, your user, your port, your password, things like that. So it was really, really cool to interact with those things. And so what we did today is we were given like a whole set of things we had to do, where we had to take sort of books that we had on our computer, that we had in our files that we had cloned down from GitHub. And then we had to take those and then we had to populate them into the service. So first we had to sort of use our SQL commands to create a table on Heroku in this database, Postgres SQL. And then after did that, and we created this table, then we had to populate that table. And we did that with lots of things like pooling and lots of things like resourcing and lots of things by using Postgres SQL commands to make that happen, like create table, and insert into and things like that, and using for loops to loop through the different arrays and all these things. We've learned so much today, and it blew our minds. I think it blew everyone's mind. It blew my minds. Me and my pair partner, we got on top of things. We did really well today. We got it working the way we wanted it to. So big ups to my partner, Ed. He's been amazing this week. And I feel like we've been working really well together, looking at documentation, making plans. So all in all, thoughts and feelings about today. It's been a great day. Great day of learning. It's been, overwhelming at times. A lot of information to take in. But you know what? We love it. It's so much fun. We're having so much fun at the moment. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So anyways, that's day 31 of 100 Days of Codes. Guys, it's been lovely. It's been real. It's been emotional. And we will see you next time on this video diary of 100 Days of Codes. Until tomorrow, guys, take care.